What's up and welcome to the channel. My name is Headshot and thank you guys for joining us. Today we're going to do a little moto vlog action and we're going to talk about my transition from a Sportster to a bagger. Some things you may want to consider if you're thinking about upgrading as well. Doesn't have to be a Harley Davidson, of course. Any kind of bagger. If you have a Sportster style bike or a smaller style cruiser and you're upgrading to a much bigger bike, which is what I did, I just want to tell you how that transition is going and some things you may want to consider if you do that. Let's go ahead and get started. I came from a 17 Iron 883, was able to get myself into a 19 Street Glide Special on an awesome deal from Orlando Harley Davidson, about 400 miles away. But they looked out for me and I didn't even have to drive down there. They dropped it off. And you know, when I say that, of course Harley already has freight and destination charges already wrapped up into the deal, so it's not like I got it for free, but still it's pretty cool. You know, they dropped it off and picked my other bike up. So one thing to consider is, you know, going from 500 and I think 550 pounds on the iron to 855 pounds in running order plus my weight on the Street Glide. The weight is the biggest thing you're going to notice if you make a transition like that. I'd say even not so much going from a soft tail, because a lot of soft tails are, you know, 650 to 750. You know, if you're going from a Sportster to a touring model, you're going to see a huge difference, and the weight is undoubtedly the biggest thing I've noticed. And once you get it up, down, you know, moving down the road like we're doing right now, it's no big deal. You know, that's like with any motorcycle. It doesn't matter if it weighs, you know, a ton or 300 pounds. Once you get it moving, it doesn't really matter. But the low speed stuff is where I notice it, coming up to stoplights or stop signs, or, you know, low speed maneuvers, and you just really have to be on top of your game, you know, especially with a passenger. And this Headshot loves to ride, and that's one of the reasons I went with this model. Not only that, they got me into the payments I could afford, but you know, I was able to, I wanted something comfortable for her. And when you add another 130, 140 pounds, now you have even more weight to contend with. It's a big difference, and you just want to, I mean, I had no experience on this bike. I didn't drive the bike. They dropped it off. That was it. I didn't test ride, nothing like that. So it's doable. One thing I would say is, you know, get some practice, do your low speed drills in a parking lot. You know, get good with the clutch. Understand that if you get a Street Glide, the friction zone is pretty much all the way out. Alright, so get used to that. Get your hand strength up, and just understand that weight, while it's moving down the road, you don't notice it. Whenever you're doing your low speed stuff, you just got to be on top of your game. Obviously it's manageable, and it's doable, and you could do it really well. And that's one of my goals, is to get good, really good with low speed stuff. I want to be great at it. I want to be able to do a U-turn on an 18-foot street or a 24-foot street. It doesn't matter. I want to be good at that. So set little goals for yourself and just understand the weight is significant. Another thing you get used to is the fairing up front. It's kind of nice, I'm not gonna lie, having some deflection sometimes from the wind and from turbulence that gets built up, or, you know, big semis passing you. You know, you get a little bit of protection from that, which is nice. That's been an awesome transition. And the power, so I'm more than doubling my power cc wise, and pretty much all the way around, from an 883 to this is the 114, which works out to be I think right at 1868, something like that. So it's a huge difference. And being able to get on that throttle every once in a while when I need it, when I'm passing, and not feel like I'm underpowered, because I always felt like that on the 883, like I was just underpowered. That's a nice transition, you know. Don't want to let it get away from you, you know, if you're making that big of a transition, which I'd say it's a pretty big transition. If you're switching up like that, you definitely want to baby it at first, which is what I did. Well, maybe you don't. I don't know, but all I'm saying is I think that the power is definitely something to get used to. But it's a nice change. It's nice knowing that I can get up to speed, I can pass cars, whatever I want to do, whatever I need to do, to maybe get out of some situations or just have a little bit of fun. It's definitely a nice change of pace. One other transition that has just been huge is saddlebags. Man, I can tell you that the saddlebags are just awesome. Being able to throw stuff in there and just not have a book bag on, which I wasn't wearing a book bag for the longest time. I got one of the Harley bags that hooks up to the sissy bar, so you don't have to wear it. You can turn it facing you, or if you have a luggage rack, you can put it on the luggage rack if you have a passenger. But knowing that I don't have to do that at all now is such a nice change, man. I love having saddlebags. I love being able to just throw my stuff in there and not have to worry about it. Alright, so this is day 2, talking about my adjustments going from the Sportster iron to the Street Glide Special. Sorry about the breakup at the time here. My GoPro decided to, well, not the GoPro itself, but the adhesive decided to give out and started dangling the last half of the video. Well, not the last half, I was almost done, but anyways, we were talking about saddlebags and how much I enjoy those. One thing I enjoy as well, being somebody that's ridden on with my feet on the pegs, the floorboards are so nice. I thought it would be one of those things like, man, floorboards that's just too much. But I'm telling you, it's a nice thing to have, and I really dig it. It's going to be hard to go back to anything with just regular pegs. I can tell you honestly that will be pretty tough. And then one other little small thing that some people may not think about, but you know what happens when you have a small little peanut tank? You have to refill it with gas quite often too. And with this, I don't have to do that. That is a nice thing, man. I was filling up the iron every couple of days. It seemed like, you know, going back and forth to work. With this bike, I'm about every 4 days or so. So I'm doubling my distance. And if I stay out of it, I'm even doing more than that. I think the best tank I got on this, 6 gallons, and I ran it down when I had about 20 miles left. And I was able to squeeze 250 miles out of this tank. And I don't ride crazy. I don't open it up full throttle all the time. But I ride spirited. I'd like to get up to speed quickly, and I don't go crazy with anything. So yeah, that's nice, man. Not having to stop every couple of days to fill up with gas. That's a huge difference. If you're coming from a Sportster style bike with a small peanut tank, or anything with a smaller tank like that, and you switch to one of these glides or bigger bike, you're gonna be in for a nice little surprise there, because it's an awesome feeling. And don't get too overwhelmed by the size of the tank. That's one thing I kind of looked at and I was like, man, I don't know, dude. That seems awfully wide. You know, I'm shorter too, so I was like, this may not be a good idea. Don't worry, man. You'll get used to it very quickly, especially when you start getting, 250, 270 miles to a tank. You're gonna like it. So again, if you're coming over from a smaller bike like the Sportsters and the Shadows and things like that, and coming up to a touring style bike, there's going to be a lot of differences, a lot of things that a lot of luxuries. My seating position is one of those things as well. Like, I'm upright now. My knees are slightly bent, as you can tell. My arms are out. I got a little bit of bend in my arms, and I'm sitting straight up, you know. And this is how I like to sit with the iron. I was more, you know, down here, so it's a whole different experience, obviously. But you know, with all the things that we talked about just now, it's a nice change of pace. It really is. There are some things that are not so easy, man, and like I talked about with the weight, slow speed maneuvering, keeping your balance, you know, those are things that you'll have to work out, and over time it'll come, you know, with practice and everything else. You know, my goal is to be amazing on this bike. I want to be able to make U-turns whenever I want. I want to just be able to ride it and know what I'm doing, and not let the bike so much control me. So anyways, that's my video on transitioning from the Sportster to the Street Glide, and some things you may want to consider if you're going to do the same. Let me know what you think if you recently transitioned, or when you transitioned up to a bigger bike. Let me know how that transition went for you, and some things that maybe threw you off, or some things that you really enjoyed. Leave those down in the comments box below for me, and make sure you subscribe. Brand new channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I hope that you will help us reach that goal. Thank you for watching. We'll see you very soon, and as always, hold the rubber side down.